In the early hours of dawn, the calm of the Middle Eastern landscape was shattered by the roar of missile fire and the hum of drones slicing through the sky. The dramatic retaliation, swift and precise, came from Iran, answering provocations with a declaration of its own power and resilience. Within hours, the reverberations of this strike were felt across nations, altering the geopolitical landscape and sending ripples of tension through an already volatile region. The targets of Iran's retaliation were strategic and symbolic. Israeli soil, a long-standing adversary, was once again under direct threat. U.S. military bases scattered throughout the Middle East, symbols of American influence and presence, found themselves in the crosshairs. Meanwhile, the Gulf countries, including Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates, known for their complex relationships with Iran, were drawn into the epicenter of this burgeoning conflict. This sudden escalation was not merely an isolated act of aggression, but a calculated response to a series of events that had been unfolding over years, if not decades. To understand the roots of this retaliation, one must delve into the intricate web of alliances, rivalries, and historical grievances that define the region. Iran, a nation with a proud history stretching back to ancient Persia, finds itself at the heart of Middle Eastern geopolitics. Its relationship with Israel has been fraught with hostility, fueled by ideological and territorial disputes. The animosity intensified following the 1979 Islamic Revolution, which transformed Iran into a theocratic republic and realigned its foreign policy to oppose Western influence and Zionism. Similarly, the presence of U.S. military bases in the Middle East has been a long-standing point of contention. These installations, seen by Iran as outposts of American imperialism, have been subjects of ire and targets of rhetoric from Iranian leadership. The bases symbolize a broader struggle over influence and control in the region, where Iran seeks to assert its sovereignty and challenge the status quo maintained by Western powers. Complicating the narrative are the Gulf states, whose relationships with Iran are a blend of cooperation and competition. The UAE and Bahrain, both home to significant U.S. military installations, have occasionally found common ground with Iran on economic matters, but remain wary of its regional ambitions. The Sunni-led governments of these nations view with suspicion Iran's influence over Shia populations in the Gulf, fearing destabilization and the spread of Iranian revolutionary ideology. The use of missiles and drones in Iran's retaliation reflects a shift in military strategy, emphasizing technology and precision. These weapons, developed indigenously, demonstrate Iran's advancements in military capabilities and its ability to strike with calculated force. The decision to target a combination of military and civilian infrastructure speaks to a broader narrative of deterrence and defiance, aiming to send a clear message to its adversaries. The timing of Iran's response is also crucial. In the high-stakes game of international diplomacy, actions are deliberate and messages carefully crafted. By launching this retaliatory strike, Iran aimed to reassert its standing and convey the costs of aggression against its interests. It was a demonstration of resolve, intended to remind the world of Iran's capability to project power and influence beyond its borders. However, the implications of this escalation are far-reaching. The attacks have the potential to ignite broader military confrontations, drawing in regional and global powers into a conflict that could reshape alliances and power structures. The delicate balance of peace and war teeters precariously, with nations watching closely to see how the situation unfolds. As dawn broke over the affected regions, the immediate aftermath of the strikes was one of chaos and uncertainty. Governments convened emergency meetings, military forces were placed on high alert. The international community braced for the next move. Yet in the midst of the turmoil, the underlying tensions that led to this retaliation remain, suggesting that this chapter is far from over. The unfolding events mark only the beginning of a narrative that promises to shape the future of the Middle East and beyond. The haunting wail of air raid sirens echoed across Israel's landscape, a chilling reminder of escalating tensions in the Middle East. As Iranian missiles streaked across the sky, their trails illuminated the night. These missiles, intercepted by multiple countries, marked a significant escalation in a long-standing geopolitical struggle. The Middle East, a cauldron of ancient civilizations and modern conflicts, has often found itself at the epicenter of global tensions. The recent surge in hostilities between Iran and Israel is no exception, intertwining historical grievances, political ambitions, and military might. The airspace across the region has transformed into a strategic battleground. Nations scramble to protect their sovereignty and citizens. With regional skies closed and flights canceled, the reverberations of these tensions ripple far beyond the borders, affecting global commerce and diplomacy. To understand the present, one must delve into the past. The animosity between Iran and Israel is not a recent development. It is a product of decades of ideological, religious, and political differences. Iran, a predominantly Shia Muslim nation, and Israel, the world's only Jewish state, have been at odds since the 1979 Iranian Revolution. This revolution ousted the pro-Western Shah of Iran, replacing him with an Islamic republic. A move that reshaped alliances and enmities across the region. The Islamic Republic's leadership has consistently opposed the existence of Israel, viewing it as an illegitimate state. This stance has been a cornerstone of Iranian foreign policy, manifesting in both rhetoric and action. Iran has been accused of supporting anti-Israeli militant groups, most notably Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in the Palestinian territories. This support is part of a broader strategy to counter Israel's influence in the region, a strategy that often places Iran at odds with Israel's key ally, the United States. Israel, on the other hand, perceives Iran as an existential threat, particularly due to its nuclear ambitions. The prospect of a nuclear-armed Iran is a scenario that Israel and many of its allies have been working diligently to prevent. Diplomatic efforts, economic sanctions, and at times covert operations have been deployed to curb Iran's nuclear program. Yet the threat persists, fueling an arms race and heightening the risk of open conflict. In recent months, this simmering tension has reached a boiling point. The intercept of Iranian missiles by regional defense systems is not merely a defensive maneuver, but a clear message. The stakes are higher than ever. These interceptions, carried out by advanced technologies like Israel's Iron Dome and other allied defense systems, demonstrate the intricate military preparations. Nations have undertaken these measures to shield themselves from potential aggression. The closure of regional airspace and the cancellation of flights are tangible impacts of this conflict. These disruptions are affecting daily life and commerce. Airlines have been forced to reroute flights, increasing travel times and costs. This disruption also highlights the interconnectedness of global travel and trade. A crisis in one region can have far-reaching consequences. As the conflict widens, diplomatic channels are in overdrive. World leaders are calling for restraint and dialogue. Yet the path to peace is fraught with challenges. The complex web of alliances and enmities in the Middle East makes negotiation a delicate task. Any misstep could escalate into a broader conflict. Amidst this tension, ordinary citizens on both sides bear the brunt of uncertainty and fear. Their lives hang in the balance as leaders navigate this precarious landscape. The question remains, how did we arrive at this juncture? And what does the future hold for this embattled region? As these questions linger, the story unfolds further, pulling us into the intricate dynamics of power, resistance, and survival. The air raid sirens may have fallen silent for now, but the echoes of conflict continue to resonate, setting the stage for what comes next.